got the wrestlers cheaper than what Rudy did. So he got pissed off. Then what really topped the cake was Joe wanted to put the world title on me, and Rudy hated it. The fact that he booed it when it happened.
Wow.
So basically, the one tour that he's talking about here, he wasn't around because during
that's the one. Yeah, he wasn't around and he disappeared, and nobody heard from him for 9 fucking years.
What people don't really understand, and I'll talk on it for a second, and you could actually expand on it a little bit. When you're on the road and you're on tour, it's not just fun and fucking games. You definitely
and one, goddamn well, Vito, you and Paul. When was I ever gone for Jay more than 5 goddamn minutes?
And I'm not. Again, because you're on the air, when you and I have a rapport, he was Jay's guy. He was Jay's right-hand guy, and there wasn't a time that you were able to go away. But I think during this time, maybe was Rudy you at this time, and you were a newbie on the road. Is that maybe the idea?
No, Rudy was the tour manager, and I was just starting to become Joe's runner, handling all Joe's stuff, getting his shit together.
So at that point,
I was just learning my job.
Yeah, if you're Joe and you're Joe's runner in the beginning, you're really getting ran. Right, because the buddy friendship's not there yet, right?
Not at all.
And he's testing you, I'm sure too. Like this is, can you handle this job kind of thing?
100%. 100%.
Gotcha. So,
and I was busting my ass to become that guy.
Gotcha. So
and the fact was nobody did it like me. That's why he fucking needed me every time.
Yeah, and it's funny that he said he's going to try to paint that you disappeared then. Like, how could that have happened?
Yeah, and that's fucking crazy. And anybody that's been out with us knows how crazy it is to even say that.
So let's get back to see what else he has to say here.
Cares. That's between you and Jesus, and I hope that you're doing right. Whatever, it don't matter to me. But when you're on our time and shit ain't right, it's got to get right. And so that was like a red flag to me, like, wow, this guy's, man, he'd get up awful early and be gone for fucking hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, whatever. Again, this is not my business, So then there'll be times, like I said, where I could see, look, Corp is a worker. That's what they call us in wrestling terms. I'm a fucking worker. A lot of the guys at Psychopathic ain't workers. So, I mean, game recognizes game. And so I would see shit like that happening, like with the jerseys and stuff like that. And, oh, man, Joe said, and this and that. And it's like, really, and here's the deal. Fucking Joe is one of my best friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that Joe ain't telling you to stuff your fucking bag with jerseys.
So if that's the case, Corp, why didn't he go to Joe and ask like
right? And why wouldn't have stopped 10 years ago? Because that was the only time he was around. You know what I'm saying? He was never around after that because he can't, because it was totally bullshit.
Wow.
Totally bullshit. I mean, it's so sickening. It's unbelievable.
Right? Because even at that,
totally fueling the fire.
He says things like stuff like that. I heard this, that, and stuff like that. Like no specific stories. It's interesting.
Corp, you there? Dude, I'm going to fucking fire Skype right now. I think we may have lost him. Yeah, we definitely lost him. What the fuck, man?
Oh, we're back to this.
Sarah Palin or Snoop Dogg?
It's like 2 shows in one. Like we pause one show to start another show and then go back to the other show.
And he's definitely he's on fire right now. I'm intrigued by what's being talked about here because we're just getting ready to get into we haven't got to the gathering yet. This is
right.
The shit that people want to hear. I mean, and why is it so goddamn difficult to do this technology? We just talked to Axel for 30 minutes.
Right,
pristine.
no problem.
He's in a car driving down the street.
Right,
listening.
Right. So it's not connection.
It's not connection. So there's got to be something going on with his phone or some shit going on with on his side of the fucking fence. I can't seem to connect with his phone via Skype or via his cell phone number itself. It just keeps disconnecting. So
right, automatically booting.
You know what? Maybe I'm going to close down Skype and we're going to start. This just made this the worst interview ever.
What a mess.
What a fucking mess. But and I don't want to play another song because I know that sucks.
Yeah.
So. Closing down Skype. It's forced quitting. It's doing everything that's not doing it right now. Yeah, there's got to be something wrong with Skype. It's not even letting me close it. Boom. That means we're getting it back on. Yeah, like the beeps. You know what, Skype? I give you this.
Right.
That's what you get, Skype. Is our guest even on? Is he on? Our guest is not on. He's offline.
His phone probably went dead or something.
Yeah, something's going on, man. I don't know, and I'm sorry to our listeners because he was actually on a roll.
At least we know if we can't get him on now, we can't do this. We may just go back and just delete this fucking show.
Yeah, right. And start over.
This show never happened.
Never fucking happened. Because I'm actually embarrassed by the people that would go back and listen.
It's like UFC 151.
It just never happened.
Never happened.
But luckily, they canceled the day before, 2 days before, not in the middle of it. Imagine like in the middle of a hey,
fuck it, we're out of here.
Dan Henderson's hurt. Fuck off. And they just shut it down, you know.
Oh, man. This is a disaster.
Sorry, everybody. But I'll clip this later and put it on YouTube, the whole interview clipped, so that it's not so shitty. Let's just get back into the game, Ben.
So, okay. So we were who said it? Sarah Palin or Snoop Dogg? You guys got the first one. Next one. If it's flipping hamburgers at McDonald's, be the best hamburger flipper in the world. Whatever it is you do, you have to master your craft.
Snoop Dogg. I'll say Sarah Palin.
Those that said Snoop Dogg, correct. Although, see, I got you because I thought that looked like a Sarah Palin quote.
Well, as it worked last time, we asked one question. And then we got the man back on the phone. Corp, are you there?
All right. So we will we'll just cut out the who said it, and then we'll just keep going. No,
I don't know what the hell's happening with Skype tonight.
I don't get it, man. Yeah, it's just not our fucking friend, man. I mean, I got a $2,000 computer sitting back here that just seems to be sucking my ass right now. So.
Okay, so back on track. Rudy.
Did we get cut off? Was there something he was actually saying, or where were we at last, Corp?
We were at last. Corp.
No, we were on the whole. Was fucking him talking about stealing jerseys and shit, and him being Joe's best friend, but he let it happen, and he didn't bring it up to Joe because the bottom line was Rudy was gone, and I was there.
The window was the window he's talking about and making it sound like it's a very large window was a very small window, correct?
Was like fucking 2 months because that's the only time he was there. Rudy was only there for that fucking, when I was around, was the Halloween tour. Was a Hallowicked tour.
And what kind of clearance did you have back then?
Back then, I was Joe's runner, and that was it.
So you weren't just running around the office, right? I mean, you were for Joe, but you weren't just doing your thing, right?
Correct.
All right. Well, let's get back in this interview before Skype cuts us off again, and we got to fuck around with it again. Okay, you ready, Corp?
I'm ready.
I just know that. But anyways, little things like that would come up. And then, look, I could tell. You still there with me, Scotty?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. I could tell that, look, I knew it was time for me to go. I knew it was time for me to go get my fucking batteries recharged, go away for a little while. I knew when the night that Corp won the world championship in the and Hallowicked show in Detroit, I just got done wrestling Kamala.
Now, you did just say that he was pissed that you were going to win this title. So is he going into this story now?
Yeah.
And Corp just got done wrestling Madman Pondo.
And that was in 2006,
and,
right?
he won. What's that?
That was in 2006, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And he was going to take the world by storm with JCW and blah, blah, blah. Well, I knew right then and there, look, I knew he was trying to check out the size of my shoes because he wanted to get in them. And he tried to run and be in them, but he's not me. And I'm not cutting no promo right here. Listen, when Corp tried to take over my position, you can't do that because it's like apples and oranges.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you.
I mean, you did do it for X amount of years, so what's your thoughts on that?
Okay, here's the thing, fellas. Here's the thing. JCW was called Juggalo Championship Wrestling when Rudy had it. JCW turned to Juggalo Championship Wrestling. We got known worldwide. We actually had professional wrestlers in there. We actually ran good storylines. We actually did more JCW tours than he ever even thought of. JCW wasn't even on the goddamn mat till I won that world title, so he can suck my dick. You're right, Rudy. I can't do your job because you did a shitty fucking job, you piece of shit wannabe motherfucker that never had a day of training in your goddamn life, that don't know the fucking ropes from a day in, who wouldn't be a goddamn wrestler if he didn't know Joe Bruce or Joey Utzler. Here, you fucking fat piece of shit. I'm not only a goddamn wrestler, I made my name wrestling before I even knew ICP, you dumb fat fuck.
Did Rudy have any exposure anywhere else prior to JCW?
None. Zero. Zilch. None. Nada.
So who trained him? Do you know? Like, where did he come up as a wrestler?
Nobody. That's the thing. Nobody, bro. They just threw him in the fucking ring because it was Rude Boy and he was in Joe's lyrics.
Okay.
The motherfucker can't throw a clothesline and it's fucking finished. If you can't throw a clothesline, you don't need to be in the goddamn ring.
See, it's odd because I didn't really follow JCW until I really knew you. And I always assumed Rude Boy was a real wrestler. I never knew any different.
No, he never fucking trained. They lied. Joe will tell you the same fucking thing himself. That's why Rudy ain't there right goddamn now. Because he's fucking horrible.
Well, he does say later in the interview, which isn't pulled in one of these clips, but he does say that Joe came to him and says that he can offer something and the company needs him. And so at that point, he had to come back.
Well, they don't need him too goddamn bad because he sure the fuck ain't there right now.
All right, here we go.
Back to the tape.
Something. You know what? I pride myself on a lot of things, and one of them is the way I conduct myself in front of people. It definitely. I groom myself right. I try to be right with dealing with people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not fucking there. You know what I mean? I'm just not there. And look, fact of the matter is that with Joe, Joey, Billy, all of us guys, we keep it real with one another. We do.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that when you see a guy running behind your friend saying, yep, you're right. Oh, that's the best thing since sliced bread. And you know it's not. Then you know it's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a yes man. And
All right, stop it right there.
Hey, now, do you see why I wanted you to hear this, Corp? Do you see why?
Oh, my God. One, it's hilarious because you two know. I know you two know this shit. I fought more with Joe Bruce than anybody in the fucking building. Because I was the one motherfucker that didn't agree with him on everything. That's why me and him were cool. You know what I'm saying? The whole reason is because I had different fucking opinions. I like different kind of women he liked. I like different kind of fucking wrestlers. I liked all that shit that he didn't like. That's so fucking funny, man. I know why now I want to kill this guy so long.
It's all coming
God
on, right?
damn.
Well, back to
God,
the
I can't wait, man. I know one of these days it's going to go down, and it should have went down at the fucking gathering. But anyway, this motherfucker is a done dude, because y'all know me, dog. I don't need a wrestling ring to knock him the fuck out. All I got to do is see him once again.
Do you guys think you will see each other? Is there a chance you will run into each other somewhere? Is
I
the world
hope
that
so.
small?
I hope to God some point in time that we see each other.
Yeah, wow.
I hope to God there is. He better pray to God he's with Jesus, because he's going to need him when I'm done with him.
That's a gunshot right there. It wasn't a good gunshot. There we go. That's Corporal Robinson. Corp, whenever you make a good point or a point, we're just going to give you this. Just shooting. All right.
Sounds good. You should have lit that fucking thing up all through this interview.
All right, brother. Here we go.
Another flag, that you would just agree with anything to make people happy, even if it's not the right thing, and just to get that paycheck or whatever. That was another red flag. But again, it was not my position to say anything, and I didn't. And everyone knew that I didn't like him. And, and a lot of people felt like, well, it's just because he's from a different place than you, and, you guys are totally different, how you were brought up. And Hey, that might be the case. But I also know when a guy's fucking you over and you're watching it, and I hate it,
Mm-hmm.